Flooding the market, a break from the garbage. An artist, sensitive about mind pardon. No margin for error, flawless be bearer. The black cat goddess, you walking with a panther. Painting these pictures with words like Samantha, MacGyver. Alchemy on the track, make it lava. And I won't stop rocking till I retire. Singular or plural, she break numero uno. Colder than you know.
Hey, it's your girl, Madam Money, aka Trap. And welcome to the official Sword in the Game album review of Mach Hommy's Pray for Paris. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's get it. Now, Mach Hommy is one of the illest lyricists that we have, and ever since him and Westside Gunn seemed to put their feud aside at the end of last year around Christmas, New Year's time, we have been eagerly anticipating a project from the team back together. You feel me? It's crazy because Mach Hommy is one of these artists that is so layered and so complex that, you know, it's weird when you have to try to put yourself into, you know, the wave, right? So this was really just a dope project. So I'm so anticipating, I'm so eager to go over a couple of these things with you because this shit is so layered with little tidbits and big tidbits of information, and just to let you know Mach Hommy's dexterity and how he feels about certain things in the game and everything that's been going on, that let's get right into it. Now, it starts off with the track, the 26th letter. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay? So, Z for Zo. Let's go. So, anyway, right? He starts off doing what he does best in the first couple of bars here, just to show you the type of mind frame he is, how his mind works. Unlike the faction rebels that blast the bum skittle. Bum skilly, bum. I got that raw pum. So just to throw a DAS effects, we want effects reference in the beginning of this. It just goes to show you how he spits so agelessly. And it's crazy because I'm always trying to figure out how old is this nigga. You feel me? Just keeping it real. Always trying to figure out this because he always has some bar or some things in there that just shows that he may be a little bit beyond the years that we thinking that he is. But just a reference like that to just breeze in there, blast the bum skittle, it's only one reference in hip-hop too. Bum skilly bum. You feel me? So that was really ill to see. He also says on here, Mach Hommy is the icon, in quote, no doubt. You feel me? He also says on here he had to dumb it down to my 50 cent slow flow and my slow 50 cent flow. And it's weird because he is so layered that I understand him using this opportunity, this extra spotlight he has on himself, dealing with Griselda and how far they have really come since their last little intermix with each other, that I respect him taking that type of approach. And I don't think it was just about how he spit the bars right there. I think it was really overall as we get into it. But it ain't but so far that somebody like a Mach Hommy is able to dumb some shit down. I'm gonna just be real honest with you. Next little piece on here, talking big weight but barely so low chronic, turn the 40 belows in the Manolo Blahnik. And let me explain something to you, right? Shout out to the Troublesmith really though on this one, because if you look at Benny's if you look at Griselda's interview on Complex, Benny is rocking the 40 belows on there. So I'm that's a direct little shot fired, went from turn the 40 belows into Manolo Blahnik. And it's I don't want to be reaching across this project like that, but something like that, because it was really a standout thing, because fucking Westside had on kicks, Conway had on kicks, and Benny had on a pair of 40 below brown joints. So it's just these little things, and it's agitating and irritating the beef as we go along, because it is no doubt some type of thing going on between the two of them. I don't know how hard, how deep, how it started, or any of these things, but we since seen Benny do so much work, put in so much stuff in here, and just this sweeping, underlying, always just like some beef within this Griselda camp and who they're associated with. But I just want to point that out to you guys because Benny definitely was rocking like the 40 Belows on wax, all right? West Side, he's just talking on at the end of this track, you feel me? Mach on here again, a lot of these rappers, Big 12, like March Madness, and I really do respect bars like that. He's calling half of these niggas snitches and the cops on here. Next track on here, No Blood, No Sweat, produced by Camouflage Monk. He has a couple of tracks on here he produced. That first track on here is produced by Danny LaFleur, who produces the end track on here as well. But let's continue. They're saying that I'm top one, more or less the best. Let's travel through the vortex. When Gore-Tex was a flex, used to rock the 4X. And just like I said, like, he goes right into this time period where, you know, he's just giving you like this groundwork into himself on here and how long he's been around, and you feel me, just giving you like these little tidbits of information on time, and I respect that. This track gets a little bit deeper as we go along too, but I'll get to that when we get to it, all right? Also on here, crackers keep the lifestyle in their eye like young Lisa Lopez, and like, you know, that's a fact. Like, you feel me, he's saying like the vulture's always watching, you heard? Also on here too, merchandise more like Louis store, yours like VIM. I only go there when I need buy Tim's. Like, dog, like, this shit is just so ill to me. And he also says on here, dump God, fly God, respect both. You feel me? He also alludes to the fact that people's been calling around saying not to fucking deal with him. And it's again this thing like, who would be in a position enough to feel away, or if not away, comfortable enough to say that type of shit, to call Westside and be like, don't deal with Mac Hommy? Who the fuck has that type of gall to do that? So, you know, it's really, really personal, real deep, and he's aware of everything going on here. I'm like, him and Westside, like, I don't know, like, they might have a stronger bond than some of the other people in Griselda does with Westside, because if this little, like, patty shit is going on between there, it's an issue. I also want to say, with some of the shots that was being thrown on here for Westside to be correlating this shit, it comes a fine line for me where it's like, okay, you know, the beef is there. Are we playing into the beef? You know, just to like, you know, highlight shit a little bit more, or is it a real solid problem that needs to be fixed? I hope they fix everything, because Griselda is one of the best movements we've seen in a long time in hip hop, just fresh, new, bringing something to the table that's truly their own. So, you know, we gotta squash all this shit, but ain't getting squashed on this project. All right, next track on here is Folie à Deux. All right, and that is French for like two people with the same type of madness, two people like the same type of craziness. You see that in families a lot, you feel me? Just two like sisters or brothers that have the same mental health conditions, so they're like crazy together. I thought that was really, really just a dope title, you feel me? This was produced by Conductor Williams. Yo, let me tell you something about Conductor Williams. Like, he is like one of the dopest, weirdest beat makers that we have, and he does the next he does like this 3-track block starting with Folie à Deux on here, whatever. But just a little piece in here between Westside Gunn's like real verse that we hear him spit a real verse on here, and Keisha Plum reciting her poetry on here, and it's taking their, you know, famous doot doot doot. But have we ever heard it sped up like that? And that's just like madness to me. It's like so crazy to me what Conductor Williams does. Like, I swear, I love all his beats, from Eurostep to Frank Murphy, which some of y'all don't like and shit like that. Is really, really nuts to me what he's able to do. The next track on here, produced by him as well, is a soul sample. Michael Jackson, you feel me? And this has clips from Thriller and all the stuff on there. You thought you was the best on them drums till you met Ringo, and I'm saying, dog, I don't know, man. He does a lot of things on here. We stay fresh like every day is Easter Gun Day. And then Conductor Williams plays with the tempo on this tour. As soon as he said that, he slows everything down with this beautiful soul sample that he used on here. Really, really dope stuff on here. Now, the next track in this, like, Conductor Williams trifecta little blockade we have going on here is the stellar ray theory. Now, when you hear anything like that, you just go automatically to Jay Electronica's, the shiny suit theory. And I want to point out, and that's why I said, like on no blood, no sweat. Like, he takes you into this place in the beginning to put you into a frame of look how he starts off a rhyme, how far back in time he starts off a rhyme. And if you really think about the shiny suit theory, that's what actually happens on that too. So I was like, it wasn't really transcending on this particular track, that like metaphor, but if you go back into these bars between the two of them, like Jay Electronica says on the shiny suit theory, look how far back I start to kick off a rhyme. You feel me? How far back in time? And I felt that, Mach did the same thing on No Blood, No Sweat. Take you past the vortex to Gore-Tex and all of this stuff like that. Really, 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 really dope stuff here. Now, Mac's verse on here is crazy because it's a metaphor about how, the sun in the game, and we're finding out on here that the stellar rays, he's talking about sun rays. You feel me? Shit hard when the rays so shine. Niggas finna blame the rain on the clouds in the sky. And that's the hook on here, and that's what he says a couple of times on here. But when the shit flop, they'll be hitting gun line because they know if sun don't shine, the sun don't shine. And all this, it's crazy to me because Westside made who made the sunshine. You feel me? So when you going into that type of layering on here, when they shit flop, they'll be hitting gun line because they know if sun don't shine, the sun don't shine. So it's kind of prophetic in a sense, right? When they shit drop, all right? But let's keep moving on here. All this rain will be harder for them than it's only so long fake thugs can pretend, and then he goes into this Jay-Z the Jay-Z Bartman takeover. That's why he goes rain and all of this stuff. And I'm sitting here thinking, right? And this might be the smoothest, hardest reach I have on this whole thing, right? It's really, really weird to me, even though the Trust the Sopranos project was supposed to come out last month. That was in the works for a while. I found it really weird that they chose to drop it the same day of Hommy's project out the clear blue sky too. You feel me? We had no promo saying that this was gonna be the release date. You didn't hear Benny mention it till 2 or 3 days before it was supposed to drop, when it was solid that they wasn't gonna Mac and Westside wasn't gonna drop this on the 18th along with their merch drop. You feel me? When we first got Stellar Ray Theory, you didn't hear 38 mention this until the day of it dropping. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like this prophetic thing in a sense where I really hope it's not nothing like that, but I thought it was really, really odd because, Westside, Gunn, and Conway is not on this Trusted Sopranos project. So when it comes out like this, like, when the shit flop, they'll be hitting the gun line because they know if sun don't shine, then sun don't shine. I really just made the connection. And that's just because they both dropped on the same date, which I thought was really, really, really fucking crazy, to be honest with you. But moving right along, next track on here, Marie, you feel me? Produced by CG. Salute to you, CG, on this joint. Happy belated birthday to you as well. And this is like a Hail Mary take, Tupac's Hail Mary take on here, just like dope lyricism. And this is like his girl tracks. And he does like ill-ass girl tracks like this where they're really, really gangsta. And he talks about like his inner relationships with girls. So much so I'll be like, is it really a girl or is he making a metaphor towards hip-hop? Because even on Max Hard Lemonade, he had a track on there. It's like, me and Denise. You feel me? And I'll just be looking into there. But this was really, really dope. Real dope lyricism all day and all night coming from Mach. Next track on here, Criminal, produced by the one and only Nicholas Craven. And this might be the most familiar sound if you're coming off of Max Hard Lemonade, if that's your first real introduction to Mac Hommy, this would be the most familiar sound you have from him. I know a lot of y'all out there are not even familiar with how much work Mac Hommy has put in, like how many albums and mixtapes and things he has officially dropped, because he's just now getting them little highlighted things from when we seen, him take a picture with Hove. You feel me? So just really, really crazy right there. Really, really dope track. Something I gravitate to just because, it's girls singing on there. It's just really just its own vibe in itself. Next track on here, Pin Rael. This is produced by Saha Gold, who just dropped an amazing project, Niggas is Magic. That review is up on the channel, so make sure you check it out. And he starts this off by saying something espadrille wedges. And this is one of these things again. Like, young niggas don't know nothing about no espadrille wedge. And I just be wanting to know, did he hang out with was he raised by older people? Or is he in that same range? Because nobody is making reference to an espadrille wedge. That's some real, old-fashioned shit. You hear me? So, just crazy. Another point on here. It's crazy. MC Killer, Mutton Chops and Men. Now, when you say motherfucking mutton chops, right? That's sideburns, right? We only got one motherfucker in the game who is known for having these thick, heavy ass, mutton chop ass sideburns, and that's Benny the Butcher. So again, on here, I'm just like, come on, guys. You feel me? Let's not do this. I don't want this to happen like this. But he's talking about another person Pacific on here, because he makes reference to, fake dreads and all of this. It's a line on here, and I need y'all help with it, right? Chimmy, chimmy, piri, piri. I don't know what that means. And I was sitting here ratting my brain like chimmy, chimmy, piri, piri. And I don't know what language that is. My it speaks multiple languages, and I don't know really what that means. So if anybody knows what that means, can y'all please help me out? Put in the comments below. What does he mean when he says chimmy chimmy piri piri? Because I'm like, does it mean something like chim chim charu or some shit like that? I don't really know, but I thought it was just like one of these standout things that had me thinking for a long time. So I need some help with that. You feel me? He also says on here, you might live through another elliptical dip. It's crazy. I don't want to say that this shit is all about Benny, but Benny got shot in the leg. He had a leg, injury, you feel me, where you will be doing an elliptical machine. You feel me? If you had something like that happen and trying to rehabilitate yourself, you wouldn't be doing, you feel me, treadmill or anything like that. You would be doing an elliptical machine. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. You feel me? But it's all good. Next track on here, Murder Season. This is produced by Camouflage Monks. And this is giving you that real Griselda sound. Like this really, really real Griselda sound. He says on here, I ain't even going to tell you what Jigga told me. And Westside Gun pops it off. But I want to know what Jigga told you. What did Jigga tell you? You feel me? What did Jigga tell you? Next track on here, Magnum Band featuring the God Fahim. Now, Mac and the God Fahim, they work together so much throughout both of their careers. The God Fahim is just coming off of the YOD Fahim with Drug. He also dropped Wolf on Wall Street this year. But, they've had Wide Berth together, Saturday Night Lights 1 and 2. You feel me? My favorite Mach Hommy and the God Fahim is off of Dreams of Minds or Dreams of Men's or whatever, and it's the Shake Pull Up, you shake the Majia. You feel me? But again, dumbing it down. He mentions dumbing it down again on here, and I see where he is kind of doing that for us on here. He is kind of dumbing it down. Trying to see the Capitol off the steez like Johnny Snipes. And it's crazy if you know what happened in Capitol Steez. He committed suicide, you feel me? And Johnny Snipes was his manager. He also managed a young Nipsey Hussle and all these other people and stuff like that. But I'm not the one who's going to be trying to fly off the building. So it was like a cringe thing, but it wasn't a derogatory in a sense. He's just, making reference to how he's not going to be, jumping through hoops and flying out the box to be, successful in all of this stuff. I really, really appreciated that. This is the first time we hear the Dump Squad tag on here too, which I was waiting for, so I knew they couldn't let that slide without that sneaking in there. Next track on here, Rami, Camouflage Monk again. And this is just to show you, like, just the little things he says so different. She said her bouquet was Exxon. Okay, so she said her flowers were gas. And it's just like one of these things. That's one of those. I know he could take it to a whole nother level, but that's just showing you, like, you know, he could play around and dumb down some shit too and still make that shit really, really pop. Creole shit, skit is the next thing on here. Creole. And they talk about Creole as a living language, always changes and stuff like that. I appreciate this, that little tidbit, just, you know, highlighting why he speaks in Creole on his albums and stuff like that. Next track on here, Au revoir, featuring Melanie Charles. Melanie Charles also, too, was on Pink Seafood's Negro album. So I really, really did just want to point that out when it comes down to her. So real, I'll make Meghan Markle drop out and get the Duchess. So real, I'll make Meghan Markle hop out and get the Duchess. And that's a play on, you know, what's going on with Prince Harry and them over there. Just really just dope. So it just show you, like, the time frame on these things. These are newer tracks, all of this stuff, because that interview that they had with Oprah, that wasn't too long ago. That came out recently. Next track on here, Blockchain, again, by Camouflage Monk. Blockchain niggas out the blue too much. And it's just like, yo, I'm going to tell you, this last track on here, 210 boxes, Sin Eater. Mac Hommy is the patron saint. Mac Hommy is the patron saint. Wave on the way, stay tuned. And it's like, I know that he's going to have, like, more projects coming out. I do want to sit here and say, for this shit to have, like, really 7 recording sessions to be done, like, in a week's time, because Westside Gunn said it was, like, you know, 3 sessions in Atlanta, 3 sessions in Puerto Rico, and 1 session in Phoenix. For this shit to come together like this in such a short amount of time, even if they would have spent the whole 6 months on it, I would have anticipated something a little bit higher. And that's what I was saying on Ash Trap, when I was asked the question, like, if they had a little bit more time, it would be more of the lane of what Mac Hommy does as opposed to what Westside Gunn does, even though Westside is curating it. But for this shit to be done in 7 days, dog, I don't know if we've ever gotten that much information about like an artist, that they put out such a fire release that's so layered and, you know, talking about a whole bunch of things on it in 7 days time, that is being received so well. Because I haven't heard anybody say it was a bad album. It's not a bad album at all. It's a good album. Is it something that I expect from Mach and, you know, Westside Gunn teaming up like this on here? Yes. This is falling right into both of their brands, where one is not overshadowing the other one a little bit. You feel me? I ain't gonna hold you. I could have dealt with Westside not being on this project so much. But other than that, like, yo, this was really, really dope stuff. So I hope that we get a chance to see more music from Mach, like, in a faster rate, because he takes time with his projects. He doesn't just drop records to drop records, and that's because he has a lot of musicality that comes along with him. But this right here, I really did appreciate this breaking the ice and him addressing all the situations he addressed on here. And as the more I listen to it, more shit will pop out at me, whatever. But this was really, really just like off of the first, like, 1 or 2 listens on here. I was like, you know, let me see it. Because when it first dropped, and I told you, like, if I'm not with a pen and a piece of paper, I rarely even like to, like, listen to the album. But I'm such a Mach fan. I listened to the album, like, fully when it full dropped, and then I went to write the review on another listen to it. And as it keeps going, it's these just more and more of these little things going on in here, where it's like, you know, he's coming for blood, like, and he knows he's nice enough to do it. So I'm really curious to see what the fuck else he's gonna bring to the table when it comes down to this stuff right here. But I'm Madam Money. You can follow me on Twitter and IG at Madam Money Says. It's MADAMMONEYSAYS. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys around. Peace.
They ain't ready, steady aim at the target. I'm Flooding the market, a break from the garbage. An artist, sensitive about mind pardon. No margin for error, flawless be rarer. The black cat goddess, you walking with a panther. Painting these pictures with words like Samantha, MacGyver. Alchemy on the track, make it lava. And I won't stop rocking till I retire. Singular or plural, she break numero uno. Colder than you know.